This is PR News Highlights. We proudly bring you our first episode of the Global News Highlights with our focus on Nigeria and Africa. Now the news highlights. In Nigeria, TINUBU picked Shettima as running mate. The presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, BOLA Ahmed TINUBU, has officially announced a former governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, as his running mate for the 2023 elections.
Governor Matawale begs for prayer, stating that all our efforts have failed. Governor Bello Mohammed Matawale of Zamfara State has called on the residents of the state to pray for restoration of peace in the entire state. He appealed to Muslim faithful to pray fervently for divine intervention, saying every effort by his administration to end banditry had failed. He said that nobody can achieve anything meaningful if there is no peace.
The 2023 Nigeria presidential election. A group known as United Nigerians for True Federalism has called on all Nigerians to remain patriotic and vote for a Southern candidate. They said it is fair for a Southerner to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari, who is from the North, after completing 8 years in office. In the coming days, the group plans to embark on a 6-month sensitization campaign to educate people across Southern Nigeria and parts of Northern Nigeria on the need to support a Southern presidential candidate. Let's take a few minutes break and we'll be right back.
Our fellow Nigerians, we are at a crossroad. We must stand together to save Nigeria and heal our differences. Injustice, insecurity, and killings have divided our nation, but equity and justice must be our watchword in all we do. Let us look beyond party lines in voting for the next president of our great nation. In a true federalism, power must rotate across the different regions. This is why it is imperative that someone from the southern region of Nigeria is voted for as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. However, there is only one presidential candidate from the south that can truly guide Nigeria to achieve its destiny of industrialization, economic growth and development, resolve issues of insecurity, heal our wounds, and bring us together as one nation, restore our nation's reputation among the community of nations. He is no other than His Excellency, ASIWAJU Bola Ahmed TINUBU. This message is brought to you by United Nigerians for True Federalism.
Now to the Nigerian Senate. A shameful incident that has been underreported in the Nigerian Senate as rain fell in the nation's capital, Abuja, and disrupted activities at the Senate hallowed chamber following the heavy leaking of the roof. With the development, senators who were already at the chamber were forced to come outside. The National Assembly staff had to pack water with buckets and dustpans, just as the entire environment was covered with water. However, these same Nigerian senators who allegedly misappropriated their building funds, who cannot manage their facilities and they could not pay their staff salaries and benefits due to the fraud and corruption in the Nigerian Senate, are presently threatening officials at the Niger Delta Presidential Amnesty Program with warrant of arrest for alleged 10 billion naira fraudulent activities committed in 2018 during the tenure of the former amnesty boss, Professor Charles Dokubo. This development prompted several Niger Delta groups to react as the Movement for the Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta Group accused the Nigerian senators of muscling the Amnesty Office to illegally extract funds to pay for their 2023 election campaign. In a statement by the group's national coordinator, Chief Ayibatekena Olodin, he warned the corrupt senators to immediately stop their blackmail of Amnesty officials. He asked the senator where were they in the 2018 when the fraud and corruption was going on. He accused some of the senators in perpetrating the fraud they are now claiming to investigate. He warned the senators to look elsewhere to fund their election, otherwise the entire over 30,000 ex-militants across the Niger Delta region will declare a showdown with these corrupt senators and their family members that have benefited from corrupt proceeds over the years. Another deadly group, Reintegrated Ex-Militants Forum, went as far as declaring the chairman of the Senate Public Account Committee, Senator Matthew Urogide, and other senators persona non grata in the Niger Delta states. The group warned all corrupt senators involved in the threat of arrest, the interim administrator of the amnesty program, Colonel Milan Dixon Dikio, retired, that they are no longer welcome across the Niger Delta states. The group maintained that Colonel Dikio has done exceptionally well since his appointment, and he has repositioned the presidential amnesty program with over 30,000 ex-militants towards achieving its aims and objectives as envisioned during its establishment. And he has overwhelmingly earned the respect of the ex-militant leaders across the Niger Delta region. Let's take a few minutes break and we will be right back.
Nigeria, our beloved country, the most populous black nation on earth, a land with great promise. However, we are yet to fulfill our God-given potentials. Our nation has in recent years been divided over ethnic and religious lines. This division has cost our nation dearly, both in human lives and economic development. Our fellow Nigerians, how long should we as one people and one nation under God continue to live in division? We must bind together irrespective of our differences, whether ethnic or religious, to save our nation in the interest of our children and grandchildren. This is why we as United Nigerians for True Federalism is calling on all well-meaning Nigerians to support our quest for true federalism. We urge you to join us in supporting a southern candidate as the next president of Nigeria. Support a man who can unite our nation, support economic growth and restore our nation's rightful place among nations. Support His Excellency, ASIWAJU BOLA AHMED TINUBU. This message is brought to you by United Nigerians for True Federalism.
Banditry and insecurity in Nigeria. ISWAP terrorists planning attacks on Christians in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has raised the alarm over planned attacks by the Islamic State in West Africa province terrorists to attack selected targets across the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. It's also said that the Islamic terrorists had declared war against Christians in Nigeria, saying that that's why they attacked the Kuja Correctional Center and released some of their fighters to sustain the coming attack. This development has caused fear and panic amongst the residents of the Federal Capital Territory.
In our global news, Bloomberg News reporting on the Chinese economy continued decline. Chinese authorities held emergency meetings with banks after growing alarm that an increasing number of home buyers across the country are refusing to pay mortgages on stalled projects, according to people familiar with the matter. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development met with financial regulators and major Chinese banks this week to discuss the mortgage boycotts on concerns that more buyers may follow suit, said the people, asking not to be identified discussing a private matter. While there was no immediate solution, regulators asked local watchdogs and banks to report the impact, including property projects affected in their jurisdictions, as soon as possible. The people said some banks plan to tighten their mortgage lending requirements in high-risk cities, two of the people said.
In the United States, Real Clear Politics poll finds that Republicans are favored to win the U.S. Senate in the 2022 midterm elections. It has previously reported that Republicans are favored to win in the U.S. House of Representatives.
In a case of great injustice and lawlessness against Prince Joseph Popogri in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in Nigeria, the Federal High Court sitting in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory has adjourned the hearing of motions filed before the court by Prince Joseph Popogri, the ex-lover of the controversial Nollywood actress Tonto Dike, over the demolition of his property in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Adjourning the case on Friday, July 15, 2022, Justice Charles Agbasa also extended a restraining order he issued against the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, and the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, over the demolition of Popogri's house on plots 203 and 204, 27 Road, Gusape District in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory. Mr. Popogri dragged the FCT minister and other agencies in the capital city to court for a claim over 2 billion naira in damages after his multi-million naira mansion was illegally demolished by the FCTA in May. Other defendants in the matter filed before Justice Agbasa are the Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, the Federal Housing Authority, and the Attorney General of the Federation.
Now to the Nigerian Minister of Niger Delta Affairs. The elders, youth groups, and stakeholders from the Niger Delta region of Nigeria has congratulated the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, for his appointment of Mr. Umana O. Umana as the Minister for Niger Delta Affairs. The Secretary General of the various groups, Chief Anthony Loveday, stated that the Buhari administration has only a few months left in office, therefore the President should allow a successor to nominate the substantive board of the NDDC. However, Chief Loveday called on President Buhari to immediately constitute an interim management committee to pilot the affairs of the NDDC pending the nomination of the substantive board by the incoming administration in less than a year. The Secretary General called on President Buhari and the Honorable Mr. Umana O. Umana to urgently constitute the Interim Management Committee with new projects awarding powers to enable them, pilot the affairs of the NDDC in order to facilitate the development of the region, and to embark on the empowerment programs meant to alleviate the sufferings of the people in the Niger Delta region. That's our news highlights. Kindly log on to our website, prnewshighlights.com, for continuous news highlights. Until next time, remain safe.